So I look a mess and I sound a mess. But that's besides the fact, okay? I under the weather slightly. So I hope you can understand what I'm saying. And I'm only doing this because I felt this in my spirit like heavy. As I was just sitting still. And so I kept hearing God is up to something good. God is up to something big. Over and over and over, to the point where I don't know if you've ever experienced having a song in your spirit, something the Lord would just put on you and you start to sing it out. And I'm not a singer, but it just kept playing on me and in me. And so I just started saying it. And as I was saying it, I started to get excited because there's so many times that fear creeps in when the Lord instructs us to do certain things, and then we think we're not in faith about it because we're afraid. And I'm here to tell you that the fear of the unknown is a natural response. If we don't know what's happening, of course, if we don't see the next step, it's natural for us to be nervous to step out into the things that God has instructed us to do. However, it doesn't give you an excuse to be disobedient to the things that you know God has placed in your heart and on your heart to do just because you don't see how it's going to get done. That's not an excuse. That's not a good enough reason not to obey God. So I was sitting here and I was like, okay, there are things that I know that hasn't been worked out yet, but I'm not, I don't have any concern. Like it's just like the Lord is going to do what the Lord is going to do. He's going to show up exactly the way he's supposed to show up every single time. And I have confidence about that. And that's the thing about knowing that what you're doing is in the will of God. Because although you may have to do it scared, you still have a peace and a confidence in your spirit to do it and move on it. And I'm here to tell you, where there is vision, there is provision in every single thing that God tells you to do at the worst times that you may be thinking like, why now? Why you didn't tell me to do this when I had the money? Why didn't you tell me? Because he knows what he's doing. And he knows a lot of times there's faith that needs to be activated in the things that he's telling you to do, because you're going to have to step out on bigger ventures that he leads you to do. That's going to require another strength of faith, another, I would say, concentration. The faith, the size of your faith doesn't matter, but the potency and the power of the faith, it needs to be strong. And I don't know if I said it right, and that don't matter, but I'm telling you, where there is vision, there is provision. Just because you are nervous and you are afraid to do it does not mean that you are doubting yourself about it. It just means that's a natural response. You can speak to that emotion, but still do it because the Lord put it on your heart for a reason. Still do it, even if you have to do it afraid, as long as you know it is the Lord that is instructing you to do it. So I'm going to encourage you that God is truly indeed up to something big. And I'm not sure who this is for or what this is pertaining to in your life. But I know what I heard, and I know the song that was in my heart when I was just quiet as day. My kid is not even with me. She's with her dad. So you know it's silent. And it just made me happy. And so I was like, oh, I need to tell somebody. Don't worry. God is up to something big. And it's okay. You can make that step and do it afraid. You will have peace about it, and God will provide in whatever direction it is that he is telling you to step into, even if it's foreign territory, especially if it's foreign territory. He is not going to leave you. I promise. Trust me. My life is a do it scared. Ever since I separated and had to do everything afraid because it was just me, I was like, oh, Lord, I'm going to keep the house. I'm going to keep the house. Yep, I'm going to keep the house. How am I going to do this? And the Lord said, you going to keep the house. And I kept the house. and I'm in the house, and we're in this house. So there's a lot of things that the Lord is going to give you instructions on, and I promise you, do it. And do it in confidence, knowing that God is with you. He will never leave you. And if he told you to do it, it is for a reason. Don't forsake the instructions. Don't delay being obedient, because I believe that when the Lord tells us to do stuff, that there's a time frame that he's giving you to being obedient. And there are things that you can miss, opportunities that you can miss by not being in position for the things that he told you to do when he told you to do them. It's the reason why he told you to do it at that time. Not when you got ready. At the time that he knew it was going to be most beneficial for you. At the time that he knew that he was going to allow some type of divine connection, relationship, partnership. Just do it. What else you got to lose? And at the end of the day gonna end. I love saying that ever since I heard that. But outside of that, for real, at the end of the day, it's worth it, and y'all know why. I hope y'all have an amazing Sunday.